All right, welcome back, Road Atlanta. Been a while since been here. It is a fun track. It is a crashy track. Watch out, turn one, the last chicane can be very deadly. If you are new to this track, it is going to take a little time to learn this one. And very important, slow in, fast out. This is one of those tracks where every corner goes to a fairly good size straight, and if you mess up the corner, you are going to lose a tremendous amount of time on the straight. So it's really important to get that entry, get the braking done early, and get on the throttle early for those straights. Also, a lot of curbs here to go over, so ride height is up a little bit, that is for sure. 30 mils in the front, ARB is 0. Understeer here is not good, and it is actually it's a tough balance between the rear ARB trying to rotate the car and trying to minimize the understeer. Damper compression, 18. It's turned down a little bit. These curbs are a bit disruptive. The track has some bumpy sections, so the compression is turned down a bit. Brake bias, 56.5 for me. For you, it's a different number. But do watch out. There's a lot of uphill and downhill braking here, so it's very easy to lock up. If you're locking them up too easy, try if your brake bias is high, try lowering it a bit. If your brake bias is real low, try raising it a little bit. Um, yeah, spring rates low as they go, front and rear. Camber's turned up here quite a bit. 1.9 on the left. You know my channel. It's not symmetrical. 1.4 on the right. Go with the higher values if you want to keep them symmetrical. And toe in 1.5. That is very high for me. You do need a lot of turn in here. There's just naturally a lot of understeer on this track, especially with the temps that it's at. We'll talk about those in a minute. But yeah, 1.5 to get the car turning in better. Basically, that's the big reason for it. Spring rates low as they go in the rear. Camber again 1.5. It's a yellow. iRacing does not like that. 1.5 on the left, 1.3 on the right. Go with the higher values if you want to keep those symmetrical. Towing in the rear is 0.2. Yeah, don't need a lot of the towing in the front is really what you're looking for to get that turn in. Tire temps are pretty warm as they are, so the toe in is not turned up in the rear. Ride height in the rear 40 mils. It's up a little bit more than the front than usual. Basically, that's to help rotate the car a bit, get that back end uh, coming around so that you can get around the corners a little better. ARB is 10. A few fast corners here. Also some off-camber corners, some downhill corners. So having that ARB turned up really gets the back end loose. Again, we'll talk about tire temp or track temps in a minute, but having that ARB turned up on these track conditions, I think is going to be pretty troublesome. So ARB is 10. Damper compression in the rear. Don't usually mess around with this too much, but it is softened up. It's 4 instead of 6. Basically, again, those bumps and curbs, just trying to soften things up a little bit so the car's not bouncing around so much. 18 is still the rebound. You do want to shift the weight here quite a bit from front to back as you're braking and accelerating, so that is left the same. Fuel, 14 liters. For me, it's probably going to be 13 liters, and there may even be an argument to try out 12, but 14 will certainly get you around the race with enough fuel. Gear stack, tall. I think iRacing has it set at very tall. Um, Very tall is going to help you in the big straight in the back half of the track. However, it is climbing up the hill. Very tall is going to not do so well. With the draft, probably just at the very end, it will come alive. But for the rest of the track, going up the hill with a very tall gear stack is not so good. So I am going with tall. Overall, it makes a big difference, and really you just hit the rev limit in the back straight just before the braking zone. So very tall, I think, is just a little bit too high. The engine is going to not like it at all. So we'll go into the guide here in slow-mo and then run it out at full speed. Usage is 35% as usual. Track temp is 46. Now I have done a few laps here in some practice, in some test driving sessions. 46 is on the low, 44 to about maybe 54, 56. And believe me, when you get into the 50s, this track gets very, very greasy. It is a different animal than when it is in the mid 40s than when it is in the mid 50s. So just watch out for that when you get on track. If it is in the 50s, it is going to be a lot slower, a lot greasier. So look out for that. So coming into turn one, fourth gear course, this is a big passing opportunity as well, so watch it. There will be guys on the inside here trying to make this corner. Basically, stay off the grass, that is an X, but you want to get yourself over to the left here as much as possible. And in real time, I'm looking for the kink in the track here. Not the edge of the grass, the kink in the track. You can go in a little bit deeper here. Again, maybe when the track temp is up there, you want to be turning in at the grass, but when the track is a little cooler, right where that kink in the track is in real time, that kind of looks like where I'm doing my business. So releasing the brakes, shifting down into third gear as you get past the hill, and a little bit of brake. Came in here a little bit hot. You really want to get tight up against the curb here. Not necessarily on the curb, it is a little disruptive, but really tight up against it. Believe me, it makes a difference. If I was tight up against it right now, I would be on the throttle. I lost a little bit of time here, just running that a little bit wide. I should be on full throttle by now, so I was on the throttle way too late. That costs a little bit of time, and right up against this curb. This curb is one of those triangle curbs. You can rub up against the edge of it, but if you get on it, it is going to suck you into the grass, so watch out for that. If it looks like you're going to run wide, just lift, get off the throttle. Getting onto that curb is no good. And then working yourself over to the right. You don't have to be all the way over to the right. Mid-track is really just fine. This is a hard one, blind corner here. You're kind of lining yourself up with the tall single tree here. It'll just take some practice to get a feel for where you want to position the car, and you want to be right up against the left edge here. As you approach the curbs, just lifting on the throttle a little bit, and then there is a white line here. Using that as a marker. If there's a car in front of you, that may not be so easy to see. Shifting down into second, not a huge blast of brakes. You want to try and roll in here with some momentum, releasing the brakes as you turn in. And again, this is just going to take practice. As you come over the ridge here, if there's a car in front of you, it's going to be very hard to spot, but you can start to see the curb show up. And basically, you want to cut this corner, keep your left wheel inside the line. If you cross the line, you are going to get an X. If you really go over this, it is a slowdown. It is a painful one, so watch out for that. And keeping a little bit of throttle on. When I run this out at full speed, have a listen. The tires are quiet. If you come through here with a lot of wheel input, you are going to be sliding, and you are going to lose a surprising amount of time if you are sliding. So try and keep those tires quiet through this section. And then at the end of the curb here, kind of turning in, again it's a little bit blind, and then just working your way up through the gears and just trying to straight line this as much as possible. If there may be someone who's going for a pass through here, it's kind of suicide. If you're going too wide through this section, someone is going to die, so watch out for that. And as you approach the curb here, just lifting. Just a little bit of a lift, and then about halfway through the curb, getting on the brakes, shifting down into third gear. Not a big blast of brakes, again, just trying to roll in, carry some speed, and I find getting on this curb is quickest. It's debatable, but if you're on the pavement, it's a little less disruptive, but if you cut this corner, I find you can carry some more speed through there. and then just gingerly applying the throttle. You don't want to run too wide. If you touch the gravel over here, that is an X, but if you get the wheel straight and you catch just this triangle, thin triangle of gravel, there's no X for that, but if you are on the wide part of the gravel, you will pick up an X. Not a big deal in a race. So working your way up into the fourth gear, looking for the 200 board. Now this one you can brake later if you're battling. This is a corner that's going to have a lot of fighting. If you brake late, your delta is going to go green, but as you come around the corner and into the next one, it is going to go red. So it's really important. Get on the brakes here early if you're not fighting. Shifting down into third gear, releasing the brakes as you turn in, and you can carry a tremendous amount of speed through here. It is a pretty cambered corner. Picking up the throttle and then getting up tight against the curbs here, again very cambered. You can carry a lot more speed if you get in tight there. And then just running the car out wide, still in third gear, full throttle for a short time here. There's no great marker here. Once you get the car straight, basically that's about it. Once you see these signs are fully over the ridge of the pavement, you can use that maybe as a guide as well. Shifting down into first gear, pretty hard on the brakes. Do not be turning the wheel while you are shifting down 2 gears. You are going to spin out. And this is a pretty crashy corner, so watch out. Lots of accidents here. And really important to cut this corner. Down into first and picking up the throttle nice and early. Could have been a little bit earlier on the throttle. And yeah, first gear and let the car run out wide. Again, try and keep the tires quiet through that section. If you're sliding, you're going to lose a lot of speed. If you mess this corner up, you are going to lose a tremendous amount of time. This is the big straight, big passing opportunities. Do not mess up that corner, especially for your quality lap as well. And yeah, great big huge passing opportunity. Always just watch that delta. If it's really green, you're gaining a lot of time on entry. You're probably losing a lot of time on exit, so watch out. And practice defensive lines. There's going to be a tremendous amount of battling here. If there's anyone behind you, they are going to catch up incredibly fast if you're battling through this chicane. So looking for the 100 board and this white line through the track. Again, you can probably brake as late as the actual curbs here, but you will be compromised on exit. You will lose a tremendous amount of time. So shifting down into second, very hard on the brakes. This is downhill braking, so watch out. It's easy to lock up in there. And releasing the brakes kind of at the end of the curb. And this is a very tricky one to get fast. This is not the apex. This is the apex. So don't be staring at this, be looking at this. Keep your right hand tire inside the white line, otherwise you do get an X. And picking up the throttle nice and early. And this is the really important part. You do not want to be on the right hand side here. If you are on the right hand side, you're going to lose. This is where you lose all the time. Your delta will be red on entry, but it will be green on exit if you keep over to the left here. And then just turning the car in, and again, same thing. This is not the apex. This is the apex over here. So you really got to cut this corner. Just keep that tire inside the line, your left tire inside the line, picking up the throttle nice and early, unwinding the wheel, working your way over to the left hand side, and then cutting yourself back over to the right hand side. The track turns to the right here and can actually surprise you as you come over this ridge that there is no more track in front of you. So work your way over to the right, just trying to straight line it, and then as you come over the crest of the hill, your car will just naturally get over to the left hand side, where you don't necessarily want to be fully on the left on the curbs. As long as you are mostly to the left hand side, you can take this corner full throttle without sliding and all that sort of stuff. But there will be guys going up the inside. Watch out for that, certainly in a race. And then the line is right there, so there's not much battling to happen for the line. So that's a 1:30.5. I left some time on the table. I ran out of time to do any more laps. but definitely low 130s is definitely going to be what you're looking for. 129s will probably be in the race with draft going on and all that good stuff. But yeah, watch out for those tire temp or track temps. When it is in the 50s, it's a different animal. All right, good luck. We'll see you next time. I'll run it out at full speed.